Okay, the stage is yours.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Mati Shavshin. I was born in Israel. And I'm replacing Orly Zuckerman. I will talk to you today about programs for young adults in the age of 18 to 35 years old. We have programs, more than 20 programs for young adults, allowing a soft landing and integration into Israeli society and preparation for life in Israel. It is more friendly process and easier than coming, to Israel directly, to direct absorption from the experience of New Orleans. And we saw it now, especially in the coronavirus, we saw the difference between people that are coming and renting an apartment somewhere in Israel and young people that came to Israel and were in the instruction, in the structure of the Jewish Agencies program. Most of the programs are 5 months long, 5 days a week for about 5 hours a day. It's morning ulpan, okay? We have accommodation. In some programs, it's 2 to 3 people in a room. In some of them, it's 1 person in a room. As I said, it's the learning of Hebrew is morning ulpan. We are making, the first day, we are making exam, and then we are sending everyone to the appropriate level of Hebrew. If someone doesn't know any Hebrew, he will go to Aleph. Even if someone already knows some of Hebrew, then he can go to the Bet, Gimel, Dalet levels, etc. So we have also some programs that have meals, some programs without meals. It means that they need by themselves to take care of their own food. We have socio-cultural programs. It means that we have trips around Israel, and we have a lot of seminars, education and employment fairs, and we are trying to give a lot of information because along to learning of Hebrew, we believe that we have to concentrate also with preparing people to real life in Israel. And that's why we are inviting people, for example, from the Student Authority to give them lectures concerning higher education in Israel. We are inviting sometimes lawyers to give them the knowledge how to look in a contract, all the little words that they must know. Of course, we have also individual and group counseling. We have social workers if it's needed. And we have a supportive staff in all our programs. And the counseling is in various fields. And another thing that I want to mention, if someone wants to live and come as an external student, it's also possible to be an external student. And in this case, they will pay less money for the socio-cultural program. In order to register, you really need to go through an interview. It's not enough that you are in the appropriate ages or you want to do the program. You really need to go through an interview, and then we have the computer system, and the shaliach or the coordinator, local coordinator, is sending the manager of the program the interview and ask for a permission to sign, to register this girl or this person to the program. The program are divided, to programs for young adults without any education, like they only finishes high school, usually from 18 years old. And we have some programs designed for people with higher education. For example, if we are talking about Ulpan Kibbutz, this is a program for young people aged 18 to 30 years old, single or married couples without children. And the program offers accommodation, Ulpan to study Hebrew for 5 months, volunteer work, information about the study and employment, cultural program and trips around the country. Living in kibbutz gives them, first of all, they can save most of the financial aid, which is called Sal Klita. To give you a slight idea, for nowadays, For individual person who comes to Israel, it's the amount of something around 18,450 shekels for half a year in 6 payments. It's something around 2,600 shekels per month. And the cost of the program in Ulpan Kibbutz is 5,800 shekels. That's why I said that most of the financial aid they can, save. Young people in kibbutz, they live in 2 or 3 people in a room. They eat in the dining room, and they use all the other household that the kibbutz is offering. And opening dates are around the year, throughout the year. As I said, the duration is 5 months. Usually it's 5 in kibbutz. In some kibbutz, they learn in the morning and afterwards they work voluntary work. In some kibbutz, 2 days of 18 to 24 hours a week of study, between 18 to 24 hours a week of work in the kibbutz. We have, for 18 to 30 years old, we have another program in the north of the country, Kinneret, which is also a program that offers also Hebrew studying. And this is an international youth center in Tiberias. Also 5-month program, morning Ulpan, as I said, for 5 days a week, 5 hours a day. I have to mention that it allows people in city Ulpan, in city programs, usually from 1 o'clock, people are going, they are finding work, and they earn, earn some money, because they understand that Sal Klita ends within half a year. So here you go with 2 programs from the age of 30 years old. From 21 years old to 35, we have Beit Brudetsky in Tel Aviv, a residential Aliyah program for young adults, Olim, also single or married couple without children. And they also learn Hebrew, and they also, have this cultural program, and they have a lot of workshops and lectures to prepare them for life in Israel and employment counseling, etc., etc. And the 5-month program costs 7,550 shekels for the entire program in 3 payments, without no meals. If we are talking about programs for students and graduates of a university, we can offer, for example, a few programs. First of all, there is a program which is called Etzion, okay? Etzion program, we have it in 5 cities, like in Haifa, Beersheba, Jerusalem, Ra'anana, and Ramle, okay? This program is for young academics with a diploma of higher education in ages 22 to 35 years old, and it offers a very an intensive method of studying Hebrew, individual employment counseling, and trips around the country. Also, socio-cultural program is all the other program. It's also, the duration is 5 months. In the concept of 5 days a week, 5 hours a day, it's a morning Ulpan. The cost of is different from one another. For example, in Haifa, it costs 6,300 shekels, and it's including lunch. By the way, all the programs, you need to pay a deposit of 500 shekels, which you will give them back at the end of the program if you didn't, if everything is okay. If we are talking about married couples, so you have to double this, amount, not double, but for example, in Haifa, it's 10,000 shekels. If you are talking about Etzion Ra'anana, so it's you have to double the amount from 5,000 per person to 10,000 per a couple, a married couple. As I said before, if you don't want to live in the absorption centers that we're offering you. You can and you may, be an external student. You just have to ask for a letter from the Ministry of Absorption that you want to learn Hebrew within the structure of our youth program. And then you will live by your own in your apartment, and you will come to the study. The Ulpan is for free, and you will just have to pay 750 shekels for the entire program. If we are talking about Ramli, is also a program for academics. The participants in Ramle also, of course, study Hebrew. Also, they have all the things that I already mentioned, accommodation and socio-cultural program around the country. But they also have, they receive a free entrance to the swimming pool and the gym for a year from the municipality of Ramle, and they live in a very big apartments, 4 or 5 a room in an apartment, and the costs, 1 person in a room, including utilities and without meals, and for 1,000 shekels per month. Every program has 2 opening days. Every program that I mentioned, because the duration is 5 months, so twice a year you can register to any one of this program. Ranana, also in the center of Israel, also for 22 to 35 years old people. We have also in Kibbutz Suba, one of the kibbutzim. As I mentioned before, the kibbutz doesn't. You don't have to be without education. We have 6 kibbutz. One of them in Suba, exception. This programs is for people, academics in the ages of 22 to 35 years old. And they have inside 3 tracks. Okay, they have the classical program of Ulpan Kibbutz, and they also have a special program with stage. So in this case, if you are living in Ulpan Kibbutz Suba and you are making the Ulpan, you can go and work outside. In 2 possibilities, or like a stagiaire without any payment, like a volunteer, instead of the volunteering in the kibbutz, or if you want, you can also find yourself a job, and the cost of the program will be much more, like twice than, it's not going to be 5,800, but it's going to be 11,000 and a half for 11,800 shekels because you will not work as a volunteer in the kibbutz. So we have another program called Tech in the City in Haifa, which is also for people of the high-tech professions in the ages of 22 to 35 years old. From the field of the high-tech industry. They will learn Hebrew together with people that are signed up for the Ulpan Carmel Etzion Haifa, but they will have another 12 professional meetings in English, introduction to the IT world. Okay, and they will have assistance in finding jobs, not giving them jobs, but guiding them to the field of high-tech firms in Haifa, etc. There is no meal in this program, and of course, as in all other programs, you have to go through an interview. We have some programs, academic programs, such as the MBA program at Ariel University, a 2-year program for English-speaking students. And the first year of study will be in English, okay? And the second year, along to the first year, it's not only studying in English, but intensive Ulpan in Hebrew, in order that on the second year, you will move to learning the MBA program in Hebrew. So very subsidized program. You can also have accommodation in the Ariel University, but I know that some people from the Ariel University are in our fairs, so I don't want to speak a lot of this. I just want to mention that this is a very good program for people that want to make the higher education in business management, and they want to do it in English, the master degree. So, okay, let's go on. There is another a program for academic people in tourism and hotel management in the north of the country. Also, it's 2.5 years of, it's 4 semesters. The first years of study will be also taught in English. New immigrants are invited to this program. They have a bachelor degree. And in any field, if they're eligible by the student authorities, so they can, you know, send the details and go through an interview, and then they can join to study this degree in the Kinneret Academic College. What else? Also, we have the TACA program, okay, which is a preparatory program for higher education in Israel, and we are offering in three absorption centers. We are offering accommodation. We are offering it in Tel Aviv, Bet Brodetsky, and we are offering in Ashkelon accommodation, and in Jerusalem also. So if someone is intending to have higher education in this regard, so we are offering in our absorption centers accommodation. Maybe if how many time do we have?
We have 5 more minutes.
Maybe I'll leave it for some questions, please.
Yeah, there is question on the chat. Let me ask you.
Okay.
So you talked about the option to work, but either like option of ulpan in the night, that people can work during the day, then join ulpan after working hour?
No. All our programs are offering morning ulpan, but most of the young people are finding jobs. If someone wants to work, it is no problem. Around every absorption center, around every program, traditionally, we have a lot of employees that already knows that there is an absorption center with a lot of people there, and they are offering every time a lot of jobs. And if someone wants to do it without any problem, some people are continuing working by the computers. Some of them are even, you know, going on with the jobs by the computer with this state of origin. Some people are finding jobs around this in hotels, restaurants, in kindergartens, in works like this. Simple works.
And you said, and Mati, you said that if they are working, like studying in the ulpan in the day, volunteering in the kibbutz and working after that, they still paying the basic amount, yes?
No, except ulpan kibbutz. This is the only program that you can't do it.
Okay. So you can't work?
You don't have time. You don't have time because you have half a day you are teaching Hebrew, and the other half a day you are working voluntarily. So in this case, you cannot work. The only kibbutz that you can do it is Ulpan Kibbutz Suba, and in this case you will pay twice for the program because you are not working in the kibbutz but outside the kibbutz.
Okay, good. And there is only one religious kibbutz?
Sde Eliyahu, Kibbutz Sde Eliyahu. This is if you are talking about religious, okay? But of course, all the other kibbutz, some of them you can read in the table that I can send you. Kosher meals. It's said where places with kosher meals and places kibbutz with no kosher meals. So in this regard, yes. But if we're talking, if someone needs a really religious surrounding, so yes, it's only Aliyah. But for example, I have to mention in Etzion, Jerusalem, one of the Etzion program, there is a synagogue inside the program. Inside the program, in the absorption center, there is a synagogue. So people that wants to keep this way of life, no problem.
And to Etzion, Jerusalem, you can come when you are 18, or you need to be after degree?
22 to 35. 22 to 35 with high education.
Okay. And if you are, like someone asked, he's 31 and you want to be in kibbutz, is kibbutz relevant for people that they are 31?
No. The program is designed for people between the ages of 18 to 30 years old. Most of them between 18 to 26. So 31, like you can maybe apply as a, to ask, maybe they can, be flexible, but I'm not sure. And maybe they will allow it. There are rules and there is a possibility to write a letter and to ask in some certain circumstances to ask to give you permission to go if you are 31, if it's very important to you because of, I don't know, your family is nearby, or you have something very important, like you are in a very special sport, okay? And this sport, you can make training after 1 o'clock in a near city. So please give me, I saw some, cases like this. So, they can think about it. But usually, if you have higher education and you are in the age of 31, maybe it's better to consider another program.
Okay, Mati, last question. Yes. Can you give us the cost in general? You said like around 5,000 for kibbutz ulpan?
5,800 for kibbutz.
It's for 5 months?
For the entire 5 months, yes.
Okay.
Including all the meals, in the social program. If we are talking about Etzion programs, okay, so Etzion programs, for example, if we are talking about Ramle, it's 1,000 shekel per month. If we are talking about Ranana, it's 5,000 in 3 payments for the entire. It's also
so 15,000.
5,000 for Ranana.
So 5,000 also for 5 months? Without meal, okay.
Yes, in Ranana. In Etzion, Jerusalem, they give you meals, lunches, okay? They give you lunches. And the cost is 7,400 shekels for the entire 5 months in a few payments.
Okay, so where people can find the amount at their Aliyah representative, yes?
Yes, they have a table, which I sent it to Tanya, but I don't know if...
yeah, maybe it's online under your name, under Orly name. I'm assuming all the documents are there, so people can find it online.
I can try maybe to put it just a minute. Chat, בוא נראה פה.
I can go and see.
מה זה? רגע, לא. זה לא זה, שנייה. אוי, פייל. מה זה? רגע, לא. בוא נראה. אני לא יודעת, can you see what I send or not? Just a minute. רגע.
Yeah, you send it in the chat. People can download it from the chat.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Great. Okay. מצוין. Excellent.
Okay, so people can download it from the chat, and I will also ask Tanya to upload it to the website, to the system of the Expo. Mati, thank you very, very much for your time and coming here and giving us all this information.
I was in time.
You were amazing. Our next lecture going to be on Garin Tabar Army Program. Amir, I see that you're already here with us. I will make you co-host. And I'm stopping the recording. And we're gonna start record and start the next lecture in 3 minutes. Thank you, Mati.
Bye-bye.